You've laughed at Blazing Saddles, but did you know a real horse almost died during filming? Or that the original studio hated the movie? These 15 weird and shocking facts will change how you see this comedy classic forever. Number 1. A horse was almost seriously injured on set. In the famous fight scene near the end, a horse was accidentally hit too hard and nearly collapsed. The stunt team immediately stopped production and rewrote the choreography. Safety standards were a lot looser back then, but Mel Brooks made sure no animals were harmed after that scare. Number 2. Richard Pryor was supposed to star as Bart. Mel Brooks wanted comedian Richard Pryor to play the lead role of Bart, but Warner Brothers refused, citing Pryor's controversial reputation at the time. Instead, Cleveland Little was cast, and Pryor stayed on as a co-writer, adding his sharp, satirical voice to the film's racial commentary. Number 3. The studio hated the script and almost canceled it. Warner Brothers executives thought the script was too vulgar, too offensive, and just plain unfilmable. They only gave Brooks the green light because they assumed it would flop quietly, but it became one of the most iconic comedies ever made. Number 4. The fart scene almost got the movie banned. The legendary campfire fart scene was the first of its kind in mainstream Hollywood. Censors were horrified. Mel Brooks had to fight tooth and nail to keep it in, arguing it was the most honest moment in any Western. And after the movie was released, it went on to become one of the film's most quoted scenes. Number 5. Slim Pickens didn't realize the film was a comedy. Veteran Western actor Slim Pickens, who played Taggart, came to the set thinking it was a traditional Western. He was confused by the script's wild humor, but played it totally straight, which ironically made his performance even funnier. Number 6. Harvey Korman's laughs were mostly real. Harvey Korman, who played Hedley Lamar, broke character constantly. His over-the-top villainy caused so much laughter during filming that some of his chuckles were real, and Brooks decided to leave them in the final cut. Number 7. Gene Wilder only joined last minute. Originally, Gig Young was cast as the Waco Kid, but during his first scene, Young collapsed due to real-life alcohol withdrawal. Mel Brooks called Gene Wilder, who flew in and started filming the next day, creating one of the most iconic roles in comedy history. Number 8. The final scene breaks every rule in Hollywood. The chaotic ending where the movie breaks out of its own set and spills onto the Warner Brothers lot, that wasn't in the original script. Brooks added it to mock Hollywood's formulaic endings, and it worked. Studio heads thought it was a terrible idea, but audiences loved it. Number 9. Many of the best lines were improvised. Mel Brooks encouraged the cast to go off script. Famous lines like "badges, we don't need no stinking badges," were either ad-libbed or borrowed from older film. The raw, unscripted humor added to the film's chaotic brilliance. Number 10. The film was almost rated X for language alone. Despite having no nudity or graphic violence, the MPAA nearly gave Blazing Saddles an X rating. Why? Because of the frequent use of racial slurs, even though the entire movie was designed to mock racism, not promote it. Mel Brooks had to personally plead with the board, explaining the satire. Number 11. Mel Brooks played multiple characters. Most viewers remember Mel Brooks as Governor Lepedamon, but he also played the Yiddish-speaking Native American chief. His roles were meant to poke fun at Hollywood's historical miscasting, and many fans didn't even realize it was the same actor under makeup. Number 12. Count Basie's band really was in the desert. In one of the most surreal moments, Bart rides into town with Count Basie and his orchestra playing jazz in the middle of the desert. That wasn't green screen. Mel Brooks flew the real Count Basie orchestra to the Mojave for the scene. It was all filmed live. Number 13. Warner Brothers has tried to hide the movie after early screening. Executives were embarrassed by the film's language and offensive joke. After a rough test screening, Warner Brothers briefly considered pulling the release altogether. They didn't believe audiences would get the satire, but the audience laughed non-stop. Number 14. The horse punching scene caused huge backlash. In the first 10 minutes, Mongo punches a horse and knocks it out cold. While staged, animal rights groups were furious, even though the horse was trained to fall and no harm was done. Mel Brooks had to issue public statements defending the scene as slapstick, not cruelty. Number 15. Blazing Saddles was added to the National Film Registry. Despite its vulgarity and controversy, Blazing Saddles was added to the Library of Congress National Film Registry in 2006 for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.